Hello, welcome back to It's New. Sorry about yesterday. There was StreamYard issues. It wouldn't let us do it. I think Morty and Anu sabotaged the show. So just my thoughts, my 2 cents.
Where were they really? Were they at StreamYard HQ?
I don't know. Somebody said they were whale watching, but I don't know if that's true. Where are you off to?
I am off to Boston, but I'm in
Very
Rochester
nice.
right now. Our airport's pretty chill, so shouldn't be too much noise, hopefully.
Awesome. Very good. All right. Safe flight. All right. I'll be talking about the Google Search Console query groups report, Google reviews going missing, and then a new possible feature for Google Posts to schedule them. What do you got for us?
And Google LSA is now showing within Google Ads.
Awesome. All right. So starting off the query group report, where Google has this new feature in the Search Console Insights tab. So if you go to Google Search Console, you click on Search Console Insights, you'll potentially get a new report that says queries leading to your website. And in that, Google's going to group together what it determines to be grouped queries. So the example of the chart shows that it has a group queries for, let's say, SEO, and it groups all the queries under SEO as search engine optimization, SEO website, SEO, blah, 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 blah. Or core web vitals as Google core web vitals, web core web vitals, and so forth. So Google's actually giving you an idea of what it determines to be the specific topics of your website. And then you can actually see by topic, basically, if you're going up or down. So used to have to be basically do this yourself, where you have to say, all right, for the term SEO in general, am I going up or down on my website? Now it's going to say, we'll do all the grouping for you. We'll group in the term search engine optimization, SEO website, and so forth into one term called SEO, and you'll be able to see as a general grouping together how well you're doing. I don't see this feature out yet. Google said it's going to roll out slowly to people. And Google also said that some sites won't see it unless they have enough queries, because you have to have enough query volume to actually for Google to do the grouping. Google's using AI to group, and so forth. Also, John Mueller basically said it's not coming to the API anytime soon. Usually, Google releases these features in the UI version first, and then the API. So I don't see it coming to the API version like tomorrow, but it probably will come in the next coming months, hopefully.
Yeah, this is really similar to Google Ads, where with Performance Max, there were no keywords to start, and then you got the insights, and it would kind of loosely group everything together. It's still like super helpful. Like, you don't have to use it if you don't want to use this. I think it's a cool feature. And then I like that in the example, it's like SEO optimization in there, which is recurring acronym syndrome, RAS syndrome, if you will, where it's like ATM machine, where you say the M again. And then my favorite thing is the syndrome, RAS syndrome, is a RAS syndrome itself. RAS syndrome, RAS syndrome. Pretty funny.
Oh, okay. That is funny. I didn't even think about that. Good point. And then Google's having this bug, it appears. Google did not confirm it, where reviews are disappearing from Google local listings. A lot of people are noticing this in the local search forums, the Reddit forums, the Google business profile forums. Jason Brown was the first to actually notice this, I believe. But it seems like people are just losing reviews. So it seems like this is something that Google's going to fix, although Google has not released a statement about this yet. So I'm not sure if it's actually legit or not, but this has happened before, and Google has fixed it before. So don't worry if you see reviews missing. Hopefully Google will fix that in the near future. And then potentially there's a new feature for Google Posts within Google Business Profiles, the ability to schedule posts. This is spotted by, well, Robin notified me, and it was spotted on a YouTube. Somebody pointed to a YouTube short by this channel called Momentum. What's it called? Yeah, Momentum 360. In a YouTube video that has to schedule this post. I couldn't find it anywhere, but you can definitely schedule Google Posts with third-party tools or using the API, but you can't do it currently in the interface, although that might be coming soon, which might save people time if they want to use Google Posts.
Do you use Google Posts?
Not in a long time. I used to, because it was fun to play with and see if it actually had any traction. But people do use it. They say it actually has some good, it does help them, I guess. And you actually create Google Posts automatically using your social media feeds as well. So there's ways to actually automate that. But yeah, if you're not trying it, you should definitely try it and see if it actually works for your business. All right, Greg, let's get into ads.
Okay, well, speaking of business and something that could benefit from Google Posts, any local businesses. And for LSA ads for Google, typically they've been on a different system where they are ads, but they're not really like a Google Ads product. And Lori Gilstrap had seen a new conversion tracking action in the Google Ads interface for local service ads. And it's a phone call conversion action that's created by Google, and it's counting leads. So you can hop in there and see it's a LSA phone call lead that can then make it into Google Ads. So I think this is interesting. I just candidly, I don't do anything local. No, I've never run an LSA. So I am not the person. There's like so many different types of ads. Morty would be asleep right now if he was here, but on the local side, this could be kind of cool. I would imagine, even if you could use this almost as like a secondary conversion and see like, hey, did anything else influence somebody to have a phone call, right? Like, would any of my top of funnel stuff actually turn into a lead if you were doing something like that? But I'm not the right person to speak on that.
Yeah, I did post this, and Anthony Hickman basically said, I didn't think this is new. I thought it was there for a while. I think the new part is that it's in the Google Ads interface and not the Google local local service ads interface, but I could be wrong. And Anthony Hickman seems to think this is not new, but I think maybe there's some confusion around how I wrote that post. But yeah, it definitely is a nice metric to have either way.
Well, I believe in Hickman, and so I'm going to say that's not new. But either way, good note there if you hadn't seen that before. There's also some exciting news coming to Performance Max. Google is having a campaign level audience exclusion for Performance Max. In the past, you could do new customer acquisition where you would go and try to get new customers based off of the customer list you have there. With this, you can have a customer match list of email addresses, phone numbers, names, and you can have those excluded. So it's like a way to almost with certainty, at least remove those emails from there instead of just going for new customers. That was spotted by Satoshi Ando over on X and reposted by Dario Zanoni. And it looks like at least some people are seeing it in Japan. And then we have one more piece of news from Google Ads here with a new investment strategy recommendation. So this was spotted by Charlotte Osborne, and it's in the recommendations page, and it's called investment strategy, where you can see what a short-term budget increase could do for the next 7 days. This is different than something like the performance planner, where that is much longer than 7 days. So you're looking at about 18 months in planning and forecasting. So this seems like it is really just, hey, we think there's something coming here to increase for a short week-long period, and you could help, maybe unconstrain some budgets at the end of a month if you've got budget that you got to, use it or lose it type stuff there. So could be pretty cool. Again, it seems like it's only increases, so I wouldn't use this as like something to actually like guide you and say, it doesn't seem like there's any type of option there to be like, hey, you should decrease your budget, which is, would be nice, I guess, right, for certain things, but that never happens.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. So that's the news for today. Greg, have a nice, is it like a 2-minute flight from where you are to Boston?
Yeah, it's probably like an hour. Like,
interesting. But I guess assume it's a small airport where you're at, or no?
Yeah, it's. I mean, nobody's in here. It's like, I just said I was about to say you could hear a pin drop, and then it just came on.
No,
so
it's actually you might very well with that, so it's not a problem. But yeah, for me, it's like even if I have to take like a 2-hour flight, it's sometimes worth it just to drive.
I know.
JFK and like LaGuardia and Newark here are just a mess. It just takes forever to get through it. So I'm like, doesn't worth it. But I guess smaller airports, it's worth flying out of. For sure.
10 minutes from home to the airport, and then you sit here a little bit, do a little show, and then you're
do a little show. All right, cool. So hopefully you're out tomorrow, or
it'll be from a hotel room tomorrow. So
perfect. All right, safe flight, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.